I had dinner with James in end of September, and he gave me this proposition of what we want to do here. And of course, I thought he's mad. And of course, I think I'm even more mad by being pulled into the dangerous demo and being part of this. The proposition he said was take our service delivery platform products, bring them into their lab, connected to their network, and start doing some WebRTC to their network to WebRTC, and then start adding and showing all the goodness of WebRTC that applies to their network, as well as adding API interfaces for doing authentication, SMS, and other types of services. But the mad part about it was, I think we started this work about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We did the installation, but the actual logic was being done over the past 2 weeks. And then the other crazy part is I was kind of busy till about 7 o'clock last night. So that's when I started playing with this. That's no excuse. It just adds to the fun.
Yeah, well, the message here is that you can develop this stuff extremely quickly if you're under pressure.
And you produce good things under pressure.
Indeed.
Yeah, what we have, and what we'll be showing here real quick, we have a WebRTC session controller, OCAS, our converged application server, and our services gatekeeper. The OCAS is running the service logic. That's an IMS compliant platform. And in fact, the other two products are based on OCAS. Services Gatekeeper will be doing the authentication for us and the SMS processing. WebRTC Session Controller, well, that's self-explanatory. You'll see the bits. But we took all this and connected it to the TruePhone network, utilizing quite heavily the SMSC and going out to the mobile network and vice versa. So I think I want to keep it simple, although we know there's a lot of technical stuff buried underneath. The beauty of this is that it is simple, and I think we see easy to run. Do I have this microphone? Hello? I see him scrambling back there. That's better. That way I can type at the same time, which is required for demo. So I'm going to show here real quick, and I'm going to try to keep it quick. I don't know if you're timing me, if I can.
Yeah, we're still running late. I'm looking at Helen.
I will give you time back.
Okay,
because I'm hungry and I will go to lunch. So well, I'm going to show you 3 basic steps. Out of the box, we heard out of the box a lot. Now, out of the box is important. You know, we hear from Telestacks, you'll hear from us. Out of the box allows you to bring it out of the box and start trying to do things immediately. So that's what we have here. Out of the box is what you would see. I'm going to come into this box, and this is out of the box WebRTC Session Controller. So I'm doing the WebRTC product here. I'm going to log in, and I have a whole bunch of sample applications. I'll pick the top one. I'm going to just do the call sample here. I have to log in. Hold on. Get it right. You guys can make sure I'm typing correct. And now I'm connecting in. I'm basically registering into their network. And now I have a few things I could do, like make a phone call, do a video call, and again, just very simple stuff. So we see these as building blocks. Here I'm attempting to do an audio call. So I'm going from WebRTC out through their network to a live phone somewhere in the world. And hopefully that phone will ring, and we'll actually go, oh, I turn off the mute buttons and actually hear someone talking. Hello? Oh, there he is. Hi, Luis. He's sitting right here, of course. Good morning. Thank you, Luis. So here we're going from WebRTC to a circuit switch out and back again. Are we doing this through? Oh no, that's.
Yeah, we got a camera coming to show what's going on the handset.
Oh, he's too late. We hung up the call. So I'm going to go to the next one because
well,
we're under
really
limited time.
Significant because we're running WebRTC on what's that? An iPhone.
No, we're
This was for circuit switch call. Now we are going for native application on iPhone.
Native application on the iPhone, which is running WebRTC effectively. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an in-app where we take the calls for WebRTC and call them from an application as opposed to calling from a browser.
And we've got a camera coming up behind Louise, so that if you hold it the other way round, the camera will show what you've got.
The camera will see the camera.
Oh, all right.
And then you see me in the center here. Now we're just doing a video call to the same, but now it's going over IP. I'm going to kill the microphone here. And so that was, now we're still going the same device, but one was over circuit switch and one is now over IP. So I'm going to get out of this and let's move on. I mentioned these are just basic building blocks, and this is what you can do that's out of the box. Very easy to develop. I even did this in Japan where I pulled it out of the box and had phones ringing in a couple hours. The danger part of this demo is actually have a marketing guy do this stuff. Oh, hold on. Now I'm going to build upon the basic building blocks and move it to the next step and build I'm going to say a slightly more sophisticated demo. And we've seen this before. I think again, the noteworthy part about this is the speed that we did this in. I have to log in again. I'm going to create a room. We'll say TAD Summit 15. And so this is just a chat room, a video chat room. Again, we're doing this through the TruePhone network. On there, I'm going to send out to a mobile device. I'm going to send to Andy's phone. Find Andy. I want to switch up devices a bit. Now we're going to go to an Android.
If this works, Doug, I will be just so amazed.
Oh, he received a message. So now I'm going out through the TruePhone SMSC, out through the network. So we're in from WebRTC, out to SMS. He's received the link, and now he's going to bring it up on the Android phone. Drum roll, please. There it is. You see the cameraman. Now, why don't you go ahead and add in another device just to make sure that it is truly a chat room. It's always better to have more than just two people talking, where you can enter a device just based on going to that URL.
Now you're showing off, Doug, aren't you?
Well, this is where you start making it dangerous. Things really have to work. You want me to hold that for you while you type?
What?
Oh, there you are. Okay. You typed with one hand, one finger. There we are. So that was we can keep adding devices, adding endpoints in through mashing up either WebRTC or Circuit Switch. So we're adding those connections here. Let me save the time and move on. And I'm going to disconnect this call and take it to the last point. Now, these were all building blocks. We're just getting more and more complex and see if these things work. I'm going to go ahead and now we're going to build out a customer call center in the TAD, in the TruePhone environment. I am a call agent. I walk into work. Now, this was developed by Luis here. He's been working on it on his spare time over the weekend. I log in, and I am an agent. Let me turn off this. And I'll go to work this day, and this is what I will see. And so I can now start receiving calls, taking calls, or taking web calls. There's the phone's ringing. Uh-oh. Does TruePhone really have problems where customers call?
No, we don't have any problems.
We'll find out. Hello, TruePhone speaking. May I help you?
Hello?
There's Luis again.
Morning.
So, Luis, what problems do you have with TruePhone?
I need some help with WebRTC.
Never. Not with WebRTC. Well, you're doing this over a circuit switch call. Let's switch it to a WebRTC call. So that was just from circuit switch into WebRTC into the call center. He can do the same call through WebRTC. Up there it is. The phone's ringing again. And I'll answer it. I had to move down. This is what you have to fix in the screen there. There we are. There we are. Now we're doing a web call and a video call, which is often quite useful for I want to see if it's a call center where I want to have support. If it's a plumber, we want to see the leaky faucet. If it's a car, we want to see the engine. Or it's an insurance agent, we want to see the accident. Here you can turn that camera, and I can see what's going on. I can say, hey, well, Luis, can you take a picture? Take a picture of the audience.
What a good-looking audience.
Oh, not a picture of you. Take a picture, send it to me. I want to put it on file.
Go down.
I'm down. I'm waiting for your picture. There it comes. So now through the data channel, we now capture the picture. We have a nice picture of Andy there. It's a little blurry. I could save that. I could really go back and say, not quite right. Why don't you take another picture? So I'll send a command back to him saying, no, take another picture. And when I go up, here it goes. Now, a much better picture. That's a better picture of Andy's profile, and it's much more clearer. So that's a picture I like. I can go grab it. I can save it. I can move it off to a file. I have that picture. Now we all know that bad things happen, or typical to your end user environment. They may accidentally surf away or surf back, or the browser may go down, or you may roam in or out. And one of the features of the platform, which is also in the specification, we implemented it. I don't know anyone else who has implemented it. He just surfed away to Facebook. Now, if you notice on my screen, I'm frozen now. That was a wrong thing to do. He realizes a mistake. He surfs back. He reconnects. Now, the session is still active. We're not dialing back in. This is called rehydration. You'll find it in the JSIP specification. Basically, it keeps the SIP session alive. The RTP traffic and the SIP connects are still there in the back end. On the front end, all we've done is rehydrate and reconnected, and now we're sending it out again. So now we've rehydrated and kept things alive. I think this is a real key element in that we're switching, going from the telephony world of carrier grade into the web world where it's not carrier grade, and this method of rehydration brings that carrier grade to the web world. And let's move on. So we showed the rehydration there. I can go through and I can send terms and conditions. I can even say, now this is true to a call center. I'm going to say, well, I'm not sure if I can handle your problem here, Luis. Let me go call my manager. In which case, I can say, I'll send you an announcement. So I don't know if you can hear or turn it up. I now just send him an announcement. I go off to my manager. I get my manager involved. He hears that. My manager comes back. I control. I killed it. And now all my managers here, and we're talking. What's that? And that was done without a media server. That was done programmatically. So we just introduced a WAV file into the stream, into the same stream, into the same RTP stream of the media stream. So we can stop and control and play that.
Doug, you said you were going to save me time. You haven't.
How much time am I over?
You're over by a bit, quite a bit, and I just want to squeeze one little thing in at the end. How many bits?
We're 1 minute away.
Go quickly.
We're doing co-browsing now. He enters a name. I'm co-browsing in that I, too, can do something. I'll go in and I'll say, well, let me add to that, 2015. The other cool, neat part about this is web. I can say, hey, I just changed that. I can click on that, and you can see it up on the screen there. You can't see it, but it's shaking, saying, hey, pay attention there, and enter that. We're out of time here. Submit, and we'll move on to the very last portion of this. There we are, and now we're back. And, of course, I can share documents. I can do all the other things. And at last, I say, okay, I will solve all your WebRTC problems. Listen to this video. So he receives the video. I now send the video. He receives it at his end. Blow it up to full size. And it is just one big Oracle advertisement on WebRTC. So,
which we don't want to see that, do we?
And that is our demo. We're done.
That was absolutely brilliant. You're showing off again. So thank you. Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. And what's really astounding about that is all of that was knocked together in, what, 2 days?
Yeah, pretty much 2 days. I know these guys. Luis had one of the guys help him, and he's been doing it on his spare time over the weekend. And we had Stefano, who did the first 2 portions of that. He did that in 2 days. And Stefano was sending us updates. Again, I mentioned earlier, but Stefano couldn't join us because of a family crisis, but he did this remotely and set it up. So it was done very quickly. I'd say it all fell together within 2 weeks, but most of the hard coding was done in 2 or 3 days.
And that is awesome.